Old Luo suffered from chronic pulmonary fibrosis. Flying was out of the question, and so was any kind of long-distance travel. He relied on medication just to get through each day. To make matters worse, all 4 of his kids lived out of state. They'd promised to come home together for Thanksgiving to visit him. Luo had been up since the crack of dawn getting everything ready. This was a man who'd gone half his life without splurging on so much as a bottle of soda. Yet today, he'd gone to the supermarket and bought the finest steaks, ordered the most expensive wine, and even dropped over $5,000 on a fancy grill. Everything was set, but his children never showed. Then the phone rang. It was his youngest son, apologizing and saying things weren't going well on his end, and he probably couldn't make it. Luo cracked a joke about how the kid was going to miss out on some great wine, still holding out hope for the other 3. But when he checked his voicemail, his heart sank. One daughter had a last-minute business trip. The other was swamped with work. And, oh, by the way, his eldest son couldn't come either. Just like that, the reunion dinner he'd been looking forward to for so long turned into a table for one. It had been 8 months since his wife passed away. The kids came for the funeral and hadn't been back since. Staring at his aged reflection in the mirror, Luo made up his mind. He was going to hit the road and visit his children himself. His doctor warned him that his lung condition had gotten serious. A long trip could very well kill him. Luo nodded along, agreeing to everything. Then he went straight home, packed his bags, and set off on his journey. His first stop was New York, where his eldest son lived, the one he worried about the most. On the train, he couldn't help but brag to anyone who'd listen about his career and his accomplished kids. Before retiring, Luo had spent his days coating electrical wires with protective layers. 30 years and 300,000 meters of wire later, he'd put all 4 of his children through school and watched them succeed. His eldest was a well-known painter. His youngest son had become a symphony conductor. His older daughter was a corporate executive, and his younger daughter was a celebrated dancer. Talking about them filled him with pride. But his first stop turned out to be a dead end. He showed up at his son's apartment and rang the doorbell over and over. No answer. Figuring his son must be working late, he sat down by the door and waited. And waited. His son never came. Finally, with no other choice, he grabbed his suitcase and trudged away, defeated. On his way out, he passed by a gallery and spotted one of his son's paintings hanging inside. A distant memory flickered through his mind, a conversation he'd had with his eldest years ago. The next day, Luo went back and waited by the door again. Still no sign of his son. In the end, all he could do was slip the letter he'd prepared through the crack in the door.